Hey everyone, this is Adrienne. I am back with the second video of the Underbite Vlog Series. And last time I went over like what surgery I was getting, why I was getting it, and what my process was like to getting my Invisalign before going for the jaw surgery. But today I thought I would talk more about my Invisalign because it's been 6 months since I've gotten Invisalign. I know I just posted the last video like a little bit ago, but I filmed it back in February. It's just taken me time to like actually get the courage to post it, really. But now that I'm like 5-6 months in, it's July right now, so I'm about 5-6 months in. I thought I would do an update. So I opted to do Invisalign because when I met with my orthodontist, she was very comfortable treating an underbite that was preparing an underbite jaw for surgery with Invisalign. And so because she was so confident and she had shown me cases where she's used Invisalign, I also felt confident. And then when I met with the jaw surgeon, he actually told me he preferred people with Invisalign as opposed to like braces. Just that surgeon. You guys should do your own research. But when I asked the surgeon that question, he kind of said like, I don't mind, but I maybe might have a slight preference for Invisalign, which is why I went for Invisalign. And so I actually got my Invisalign started 1 week after I got my 2 wisdom teeth taken out at the bottom. Probably would not recommend because when you get your wisdom teeth out, like that already feels so strange. You like really feel yourself missing those back molar teeth. And so like you feel whole, and then like a week later when you're not even like fully healed, you like have to like put this new thing in your mouth, like the trays, and get your fingers in there. And it just, if I could go back and do it and I was like not rushing so fast to like get the Invisalign started, I maybe would have given myself a month, couple weeks to a month, just to like adjust to everything healing before getting my Invisalign. But hey, I did it and it wasn't horrible. It just didn't, it was like kind of weird. But yeah, what did surprise me is that when I went for my last visit, so that was in April, I did that like 1 month check-in. She was like, oh, we won't see you until you finish your trays, which should be in November. And I was like, what? We're not gonna do any check-ins from now until November? That's like basically the whole year. But my orthodontist was like, you know what, let's do a check-in in August. Like that will give me enough time for like some movement to happen. And I think like, if you didn't go for the surgery, they'd probably go a long time before seeing you. But because I'm prepping my teeth to get surgery after about a year of wearing this, she was like, let's have a appointment in August just to like check in and see where things are so that I can maybe like give you an estimate of how long you have left before the surgery. And so at least I have one appointment in August, but it's like 6 months in between. It's like so crazy. But anyway. So during my last appointment, which is I had one appointment where I actually went to go install the Invisalign. And then a month after, they did a check-in, I guess just to see like how things are going. And I had lost one of my brackets, so they had put that back on. And during that visit, they had like shown me on the computer what my teeth would look like. So I took a video at the time to like, because I wanted to like remember it. And so I'll put that in the video in a little bit. But what has surprised me so far with Invisalign, and I've had braces before when I was a teenager, is I was surprised that like you barely ever see your orthodontist. And I guess it's kind of the beauty of what like Invisalign's like, because you get it on, they send you trays. Like I literally have all my boxes of Invisalign like ready. Like I have basically, I think like almost a year's supply of Invisalign trays because I have this scanner thing. Wait, let me show you. So I have this like scanner thing where you put your phone in here and with the camera facing this way, and I basically like scan my teeth every single week to show my orthodontist what my progress is looking like, and that's all done with this thing. So it negates having to go back to the orthodontist clinic to actually get her to like check my teeth. I like that personally because I didn't have to waste time like taking time out of my work day to like go back to the orthodontist every month or a few weeks or however the cadence is. Of course, it's kind of weird because you pay the same money whether you're doing braces or Invisalign, but you get less service, right? Like you get less face time with the orthodontist, but it is more convenient. So I do like that about Invisalign. And then what's been kind of nice, which is like kind of a funny side effect of this, is because I'm not snacking so much, I feel like I've actually been able to lose like a little bit of weight and keep it off, whereas pre-Invisalign, when I was actually like working out hard and like doing all this stuff, I could never lose. I'm not the same weight that I am right now as I was before when I was actually trying to like exercise and like eat healthy and stuff like that. And I do attribute some of that to the fact that I'm not snacking as much now. So I'm not just, you know, if I go to the office and someone offers me like a chocolate, a chip, or a cupcake or something, like I would obviously eat that at that time if people offer it to me. But now I'm kind of like, is this worth taking my trays out for? And if the answer is no, I'll actually just be like, no, I'm sorry. Like I have my trays in, that's fine. That is a side effect of having your Invisalign trays in. I have lost a little bit, like, don't think it's going to be drastic, by the way. I lost more weight with the wisdom teeth surgery because I literally like felt like I couldn't eat or chew. But with this one, less than 5 pounds, let's say. It is still weight loss. So they tell you that you have to wear your Invisalign for like 22 hours a day. Like I think that's like, you know, the perfect wearer. But it's actually really difficult to get 22 hours. Like I try to get as close as possible, but it is difficult because I feel like for every meal, I maybe, you know, take half an hour to an hour. Lunch and dinner, I definitely take an hour because I'm like eating slow, you know, have some water, like drinks, want to like have like fruit or dessert or something after. And like, it definitely takes an hour for both lunch and dinner. And then for breakfast, I could probably squeeze that in half an hour, but even so, that's already 2.5 hours. Like that's less than the 22-hour wear that you get. So I think I probably average between like 20 to 21, but that is something that surprised me, that it is hard. And I have gone on vacation with Invisalign to like a few places, and it does restrict you, I suppose, from like snacking all day or being able to just like go out and like get a drink or, you know, get snacks. Like my boyfriend and I went to Japan and I drank a lot of just like water or clear liquids, whereas like I think on a normal time I would have probably gotten like juice or pop or like different kinds of things. But I did hold myself back from that because it was just annoying to take the trays like in and out, especially when you're on vacation. It's like gross and dirty, and I didn't want to not wear my tray, so I kind of settled for like having a lot of food during like the meal times, but then not snacking a ton or like drinking anything I shouldn't be outside of that. Ooh, and at the weekly scans, by the way, I generally like pass them, but I do fail some tests from time to time. And that's either like during the weeks that I maybe don't get as much wear. So one of the weeks when I went on vacation, I failed the scan for that week, and I was like, okay, probably because I went on a winery trip and I can't have my trays in while we're drinking wine, and so I definitely got like less than 22 hours on that week. So I do have my trays in right now, and I'll show you. So this is my bite with the trays. I'll take them out later and I'll show you my bite again, because I do think the trays make my bite look not as bad, but the gap between my teeth is way wider than it was before. And my top teeth before have already been straight. Like I've worn a retainer basically since I stopped wearing braces, but I do see my bottom teeth like straightening out. And I'll show you without Invisalign later. I'll show you what it looks like. Ooh, and let me insert the model, like the 3D model that Invisalign like has of my teeth right now. So here in this model, you can see a side view of what my teeth look like. And then these are like the different weeks of the different trays that I have. All the way to I have them until week 42. And so right now I'm at about like tray 18 or 19, and it should look like this at 18 or 19, and I'll show you later. And this is the front view that you're seeing right now, probably. Yeah, it's just kind of cool because it even shows you like when my wisdom teeth came out, which was in week 2. And then all the weeks my teeth are straightening. My bottom teeth are like going from being flared in to being flared out and straightening out. And then the week that they actually do the surgery, like the entire jaw goes back, which is so crazy. When I got the scan, I was so excited to show people because, like, you know, if you don't know what the surgery is about, when you watch this video, you're like, oh my God, damn, like that looks crazy. And even me, I'm like, I'm happy to see what my teeth might look like in a few weeks. Like when I first saw it, I was like, oh no, my bottom teeth are gonna like jut out so much from my like top teeth. I'm gonna look like, oh, like it's not gonna look good. It's gonna exacerbate the look of the underbite, which is what I don't want. But honestly, I'm on week like 17, 18, 19. I think I'm on 19 right now. And yeah, like, yes, this does look pronounced, but I do think that in person, it's not that bad. And no one has like commented to me or said anything about like, oh, like your teeth look different or anything like that. It's more just like, oh, you're wearing Invisalign, but not, oh, you're like, did something happen to your teeth? Like no one's noticed. So I think it's definitely more of a like me feeling self-conscious rather than other people actually like noticing it. Okay, I'm also gonna post some of these like pictures. So these are coming out of my weekly Invisalign like snaps through like this thing. I take them every week just so I see the progress and like how my teeth are moving. But some of these are really, really interesting because you can see that in week 1, my bite, like I'm biting down, but I literally can't like close my teeth. Like you can see there's gaps there. And then fast forward to today, my bottom teeth are clearly like now in front of my top, and the underbite is way more pronounced today. But you can also see what I mean by like the bottom teeth flaring out or like getting straighter, and the 2 teeth in the front that are like that were more turned in before, they're starting to turn out. Like it's so clear from these pictures. So I like taking them every single week because I can see like the progress in itself. So super cool. Okay, so I took my trays off and this is my bite now. See, it's actually way gappier than when I have the trays on. So like the space has definitely increased between my top and bottom teeth. And I'd say like I have like teeth here that were turned in a little bit, so they're definitely starting to like straighten out. And then these teeth have gone from like this to like a little bit more like this, which is why the space again is getting lighter. But yeah, that's the difference. I'm biting down, which, okay, that looks bad on camera, but I swear when I'm like talking and stuff every day, like, you know, I can like this, like when I'm talking, I feel like it's not super obvious and I'm not showing my bottom teeth. I'm talking like this, you know, I'm talking normally like I do. Why don't I show you a side shot from the side? This is what it looks like, yada, 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 la, la, la. If I smile, if I bite down and smile, which I never do, again, that's not how I smile. But if I do it from the front view, smile, not biting down, and then let me do it from the other side. So smiling, not biting down, no biting down. It probably does look worse, but again, I never bite down when I smile, so that's not that's not how other people would see me. Ooh, the other thing that the orthodontist had me do at the like 1 month check-in was had me start wearing elastics for 12 hours a day. So I had like on the Invisalign tray, there's like a little hook at the top, and I hook it at the top here, and then I have a silver little like buckle or hook thing that I hook it here. And then same goes for the other one. I hook it on the top here, and then I hook it on this back one. The other thing that I have, so I had 2 hooks here, and there's actually an elastic in the middle right here, and she put that elastic on during that last visit, so on the 1 month check-in. And I think what that's supposed to do when I asked is that one of my teeth are quite like rotated, so it's supposed to anchor it to one of my straighter teeth and encourage like the rotation, I think, throughout as I keep wearing my trays and as like the teeth keep moving. It's funny though, because that elastic never gets changed, so I think it'll only get changed when I do my visit in August, so like at the 6 month mark. But funny enough, like they don't ask me to change this ever, and the elastic is quite strong because it's never broken, it's never snapped or anything. I personally don't really notice, I don't feel this elastic, and I don't feel it moving anything. Maybe because I wear it all the time that like I just, you know, I don't notice it anymore. But I still haven't seen much movement on this teeth or this tooth turning. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna ask her in August like if that tooth is tracking, which I think it is because I am fitting in the trays, but I'm just curious as to what it's supposed to do. But yeah, I try to wear my elastics up to 12 hours or more a day. Sometimes I do a little bit less, sometimes I do more, but I get like good 7-8 hours when I go to sleep, and then when I wake up, I have my breakfast. Once I finish, I'll put it on until like lunchtime, so I get another good like 4 hours, and then maybe after lunch I'll put it in again. But generally the elastics are not bad. You do feel it, like you can't open your mouth as big when you're talking, or like if you're gonna laugh or do a big yawn, you kind of like are restricted by the resistance of the bands, but they're not bad. And they were definitely difficult to hook on at first. Even the actual Invisalign trays, they're so difficult to like put on. I got the little like ortho key hooks things from Amazon, but I actually just prefer using my fingers. I will say that when you like shower and stuff like that and your fingernails get like kind of weak or brittle, or if you just have weak or brittle nails, it really does make it difficult because your nails are so bendy and it just can't get a good hook on the trays. But wait a little bit, or maybe like use your ortho key if you just stepped out of the shower, and I haven't really had a problem with them. The other thing I know that you guys are probably curious about is how much this whole thing costs. And I told you I went to a bunch of consultations, 3. 2 of them showed me what it would be like getting like braces, and then this place that I went to showed me what it would be like for Invisalign. But honestly, like she said, it would cost the same Invisalign or braces. So my Invisalign right now is costing $8,250. I live in Canada, so that's in Canadian dollars. And when I went to the 2 other orthodontists, they were about the same. I think some quoted 8,000, one was 8,500, but it's all in that range, you know, like 8,000 is sort of what it's going for right now. I don't know if that's how much a regular Invisalign or braces treatment would be for if you were just straightening your teeth, but in my case where I was getting it ready for like an underbite surgery, that's what it's costing for me. And then I also have an interesting cost here. So when I went to the jaw surgeon, I had asked about like how much the cost would be. And he had told me, you know, if it ended up being that you only need like the under jaw surgery, so just moving the bottom jaw back, then that would cost like different than if he were to move my top jaw up a little bit and then the bottom jaw back. So that would be like double jaw surgery as opposed to one jaw. Obviously, I think my preference would be just to do the one jaw because that's less painful, I imagine, and like less recovery time. But it's going to depend on whether like pushing my bottom jaw would like end up restricting my airway. When we did the like x-ray or whatever at the time, he said that my like airflow was good right now and like there was space to push it back. But if once like it straightens out and he does the calculations again, if it goes back too far, we might end up having to push the top up like forward and then the bottom back. So if we only did one jaw, I was quoted 8,000 Canadian dollars, and that includes like the doctor fees, the lab fees, like all that kind of stuff, $8,000. And that also includes, by the way, the 3D like modeling. So they would actually show me like what my face and jaw would look like post procedure. And that's actually costing like more, which is interesting. But if I were to do double jaw surgery, they quoted me $11,000 all in, and that's in Canadian dollars again. So it's either $8,000 for the one jaw or $11,000 for 2 jaws, and then that was $8,250 for my actual Invisalign treatment. So all in all, it's either going to cost me like $16,000 or close to like $19,000, $20,000 for the surgery. And in Canada, by the way, so we have healthcare that's covered by the government, paid through our taxes, of course. But I wouldn't have to pay for any of the like hospital visits or hospital stay, the actual like, you know, time spent in the hospital post-surgery and pre-surgery. I'm just paying for the actual surgery itself. And then also the 3D modeling is what they quoted me. Thank you for watching. And if you want to follow along with this Underbite like vlog series, please follow me, subscribe. I will continue to post until I get my actual surgery, and I'll talk about all the things leading up to it and after. So thank you so much. Have a good day, guys.